Baddies Gone Wild episode 3 and we still fighting over rooms? Child, is y'all ready to talk about it? Let's juice.
Come on, Blaze.
It's the beef for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we are.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Voodoo Doll TV, Bank, Weeda, Quick, Leah, Josa, whatever the case may be. And girl, so Daisy Duke and what's her name? Bahati. I guess they just gonna run the whole house, right? Everybody just gonna be scared. I'm confused. Shout out to Daisy Duke. I rock with Daisy Duke. But she don't mind fighting. She don't mind fighting and she don't mind getting in the paint. And everybody over there know this. And the fact that her and Bahati slept one night into their first room and decided the next morning that they was gonna go over there and bully them other girls out their room. But TT said she ain't going. Girl, it's the fact that they even did that. It's just a lot going on. And we gonna discuss it here on this doggone show. Y'all do me a favor. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And also, I need everybody to drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this episode of Baddies Gone Wild. I'll say this. I like this show. It's a great competition show for baddies. I think that this show brings just as much action and as much craziness as baddies. And I love that these girls are all new. I love that we're switching it up. I love that we're getting to see new faces and get to know new people. I'm so tired of the old baddies. I'm over it. I'm so over it. This is a great switch up. They in Rio de Janeiro. I think this is going to be lit. I need y'all to grab your teens, grab your earbuds, your liquor, your Zaza, everything you need. And let's get right on into the episode. So now the episode opens up where we left off. Daisy Duke is getting into it and fighting with this girl, TT, and she is beating the you-know-what up out of TT. It's not even fair at this point. Now, don't get me wrong. TT holding her own, but at the end of the day, she's no match for Daisy Dukes. Now, the other girls inside the room are trying to break up the fight because, number one, they don't want to see TT's face get pounded into the concrete. And number two, mind you, Daisy Duke is in there fighting TT behind the bed that she was able to procure for herself. Now, TT is at the bottom of the pile doing whatever she can to stay alive. I don't know how much it's working, but it worked enough for her to still remain breathing, okay? But TT is still over there swinging and windmilling with her hands and her legs, trying to keep alive and make sure she make it out of this thing, as she should. Now, the security guard, I guess they got a female security guard girl who came in trying to break this up, and I don't know why they brought this lady over there. Girl, even the security guard was getting beat up. Do you hear me? Girl, security had to get into the doggone confessional to tell us that thank God the other girls helped her break up this fight because she know good and well she'd have been getting beat up behind Daisy Duke as well too. Girl, this is different. Girl, and why is security using the doggone confessional more than the doggone cast? You can't make this up. You can't make it up. So anyway, like I told y'all, Daisy Duke is pulverizing doggone what's the girl name, TT, but TT still fighting for her bed because TT said it's about respect and she not giving up her bed. Now when they break up the fight, they ask Daisy Duke and they're like, Daisy Duke, why is you coming over here to fight all these people? Girl, what is wrong with you? Y'all could have stayed in the room y'all was in. This is very disingenuous. If y'all felt some type of way, y'all should have said something yesterday. Why today? Daisy Duke felt like she didn't realize it last night, but she realized it today, and now this is why she want to fight. TT is on here saying she don't care how many times she got to get beat up. She's not sharing her bed nor her space. She went and found her room on her own. Fair is fair, and she shouldn't have to fight to share her bed. And I agree. TT shouldn't have to fight to share her bed. She chose it. It's hers. I honestly think Daisy Duke and Bahati gonna have to get it how they live, or at least they should. I forget her name, but the one who people say is the TS, she was like, listen, in her deep voice. She was like, I'm not about to fight y'all over no bed. Bahati, if you want to sleep in this bed with me, you can sleep in the bed with me. I'm not going to fight y'all. It's not this big of a deal. I have a house. I have a bed. We can all sleep together one by one, okay? Now, this kind of messed up My girl, Daisy for a little while because she not used to nobody just giving in like that. She used to fighting for everything. But Daisy was like, okay. She was like, but at the end of the day, I'm only over here fighting y'all because I needed somewhere to stay. And she was like, y'all asking me why I'm not fighting all these other girls, but who else I'm gonna fight? It's already 2 to 3 to a bed. I want to sleep in the bed with TT. But TT was like, girl, I don't care what you do. I don't care how many times you beat me down to the ground, girl. We gonna fight tooth and nail. You's not getting into this bed. And I'm on TT's side. Even though I like Daisy, I'm on TT's side. It does give me bully tease. It really does. And again, Daisy Duke is like, girl, I'm only fighting you because I have to. I don't want to fight you. She was like, as I look around, there's nobody else for me to fight to take their bed. You the only one sitting here with one person to a bed. So that's why me and you is into it. But you got to just take your lick and let me sleep in the bed. TT said, I'm not. She said, you are, because who else I'm going to fight? She said, look over here. This bitch over here got asthma. And I said, oh. It's just a little oxygen, girl, for the hoes to catch their breath. That's all. But my girl Daisy said she ain't giving up and she ain't leaving out that room. She said she going to get the rest of her stuff and she's bringing it back up here to this bed and she's going to sleep on this bed. And TT said, well, we just going to be some fighting mother you know what's because I'm not letting you sleep in my bed. I don't know how this ended up making out the same night, but at the end of the day, Daisy is wrong 1,000%. Sorry, I have to say that. She wrong. She wrong. That girl TT did what she was supposed to do. She fought for her bed. Even though win, lose, or draw, she fought for her bed. She went found her bed. She shouldn't have to share her bed with nobody. However, Natalie did say, fight for your room. So it is what it is. So now the TS girl turns to Bahati and was like, Bahati, I don't want to fight you no more. You done already beat me up. I just want to let you know that we can share a bed. You can have that side. I'll have my side. And hopefully everything will be cool and bygones could be bygones. Now Bahati was like, girl, you trust me sleeping in the bed with you? And the TS girl was like, girl, yeah, why not? Who cares? Like, I mean, what you gonna do to me? And she was like, girl, beat you up. I beat you up before. Like, you okay? And she was like, yeah, it's cool. So they decided that they're gonna sleep together. But like Bahati said, I called cap on all y'all. All y'all hoes is fake. All y'all was dragging for me. Then when it was time for me to question y'all, now all of a sudden everybody mums the word, everybody quiet. But it is what it is. Now, meanwhile, at the table, the girl Shay is at the table telling everybody how she's having such a good time and how she likes everybody. But they was over there talking to Shay, telling Shay, well, girl, we didn't forget that you said you had a problem with everybody who didn't make it through audition. That everybody who made it either online or as a celebrity cast, you have an issue with, and we ain't forgot it. And so Shay was like, yeah, I said it, and I still have a problem. It is what it is. Now, a lot of these girls at this table made it through doggone celebrity or online. So they feel a way about it. In particular, the girl Gloss Up. Now the Gloss Up girl feel like, I know you ain't over there talking about you feel some type of way about me, girl. It is what it is. And ain't my fault I didn't have to stand in line. And Shay's over there trying to plead to these girls talking about, but you don't understand. It's different because I had to get in line and wait outside. That's your struggle, my love. That ain't these other girls' struggles. You can't get mad because you got played like a duck and they didn't. Now, Daisy decides to take this opportunity to talk to Coco and tell Coco that she don't really have no beef with her, that she only fought her because she jumped in the fight between Bahati and I forgot whoever it was. She was like, but girl, me and you ain't got no beef. It ain't no ill will, no bad words or whatever. It's just the fact that I didn't like that you jumped into that fight. So Coco was like, you know what, girl? You absolutely right. We really didn't have no beef. So we could shake hands and move on and everything will be cool. Now the girl Jenna Lees feel like Coco copped a plea. She was like, because she didn't really want to have to fight Daisy Duke again. That's why she was over there shaking hands. And it could be. But ultimately, it's a very small move in my opinion. Now, Bahati takes this time to confront everybody at the table about everybody saying that she was weird and talking about her behind her back. Because Bahati feel like, girl, all y'all is fake. Everybody got something to say about me, about my wig, about this, that, and the third. But don't nobody want to come to me and tell me what's really tea to my face. And it's just giving like y'all hoes is fake. And I'm with Bahati. Yeah, they should have told you to your face if you had an issue or if they had an issue with you. Now, the girl Gloss Up Glow, finally, I think she gonna get a little fighting going on or whatever the case may be. But she over there looking sideways because she don't too particularly care for none of these hoes, if you ask me. So now the TS girl is trying to make sure everybody can get on one accord and was like, how do we move forward, guys? How do we come about where everybody's good and nobody's beefing? It'll never happen, girl. Now, TT and Bahati gets into it because TT tells Bahati basically that old lame stuff you and that girl Daisy Poole trying to come up to the room and take our beds, that's lame and it ain't gonna happen. And basically, if we gotta fight, we just gonna have to fight. Now, Bahati feels like, girl, first of all, Daisy just beat you up. Second of all, yeah, why you wanna all of a sudden address this to me? And it's because you're the easier target. Duh. I'd rather fight you than fight Daisy Duke again. Now, Jenna Leese and the other girl who claim, I forgot her name. It's too many girls. Y'all forgive me. Just give me a couple of more episodes. I'll get these girls' names. But Jenna Leese is fighting the girl with the glasses who I'm about to show you now, who allegedly was about to fight Jenna Lee's mama. But Jenna Lee said her mama was her cousin and she was out there using the N-word. But Jenna Leese feels like, girl, you know, me and you really don't have no beef. But yet and still, you always trying to find a way to have an issue with me. Now, the girl, the girl right here, I forget her name. Put it down in the comments. But the girl was like, girl, at the end of the day, I told you I don't have no problem with you, but at the end of the day, I don't mind fighting if we have to. Shay's still beefing with everybody at the table, standing on her square, saying she said what she said when she mentioned the fact that she felt some type of way of having to stand in line while all these other girls got the easy route and do the thing online. Shay hopped in the confessional and felt like these girls just wanted a problem with her and have an issue with her. She was like, but she's not going to bite on that. She feels like these girls are just mad haters. And at the end of the day, if she got to fight, oh, well, it is what it is because she's standing on business. But either way, Bahati says she don't care what the hoes got to say about her. She's sleeping in that room. And whoever feels some type of way or got something to say about it could check her about it. And they could just go ahead on and fight about it. So it's a big old rift in the living room. Mind you, all this is still popping off behind a room. This is just room type beef. This ain't got nothing to do with none of the other stuff that's going to pop off this entire season. All of this is behind the rooms and a bunch of little catty BS. So now they asked if anybody had any more beef to get off their chest. Hurricane M says she gonna get at Jen whenever she can. Jen feels like, girl, I'm tired. I can't fight. I don't want to fight no more. And they feeling like, girl, it don't matter. Y'all gonna end up fighting anyway. Daisy do feel like, Jen, girl, you be throwing rocks and hiding your hands. That girl says she want to fight you. She want to fight you. But Jen is over there hollering, talking about my arm broke, my leg and my femur is cracked. And I can't be out here fighting y'all. Y'all don't get it. I'm tired. I'm sick. I'm broke. I can't fight. But these girls don't care nothing about that. Girl, Hurricane M says she gonna pop you, period. So now they going to play Never Have I Ever to pass some time. And Bahati gets the first turn and she says, never have I ever been boring. This turns or makes Daisy Duke look at the girl. Is that Shay? No, not Shay. The little really, really light-skinned girl. I forget her name. I'll get it. But she looked at her and was like, well, you definitely need to drink because you boring. Now, that starts a fight between Daisy and that girl. And I'm just over here like, seriously, y'all. So after Daisy basically calls out Jen, she calls out this girl. And I forget, it was somebody else basically telling all three of them to take a shot. Jen says she not boring. This girl felt like, how dare you call me boring? She called her Rolly and was like, girl, you can't never call me boring. I ain't boring. I was fighting or whatever. But according to Daisy, girl, you boring. And I said what I said. Take your shot. Girl, Daisy. But anyway, they go around the room playing Never Have I Ever. One was gagging on the D, a whole bunch of other stuff. It was a little cute thing to do, I guess, to pass some time. Out on the patio, they talking to TT, some of the girls, and they like, girl, we heard y'all got beat up for y'all room, huh? And TT was like, first of all, I didn't get beat up. I got beat, not beat up. First of all. Second of all, I fought. Third of all, they didn't take my name off my room, though. I fought and my name's still on my room. So now the girl Coco asked Bahati, when Bahati sat down, girl, why did y'all come up there and try to take TT in them bed? And Bahati was like, girl, we didn't try to take their bed. We just wanted it, so we took it. Like, yeah, it is what it is. Now, Bahati is sitting over there acting big strong. And granted, she beat up the TS Cupcake. But that's only because I think the TS know the TS is a TS. But even though TT can't handle Daisy, I feel like she can handle you, Bahati. And I wouldn't buck up that tree, but Bahati went the, girl, howling up the tree. Do you hear me? Girl, look at Bahati. Because basically, TT was like, girl, you ain't fight me or you ain't punk me out my bed. And if that was the case, me and you could fight. Look at Bahati. She wants to fight. I didn't fight. I'm like, oh, girl, you about to get beat up. Why, girl? We like you, Bahati. Don't get beat up now. Not on purpose. Girl, all I know is them heifers went to tussling. Bahati was kind of using her weight, doing her little 1-2 yin yin at first. I was like, all right, Bahati, go ahead on, girl. My girl TT was swinging for her life as she should, because she said what she not gonna do is lay down and let them punk her about this bed. So she just over there swinging and windmilling for her life, and I'm over here saying, all right, TT, do your big one as well. And then it got down to the ground. All I heard was TT telling Bahati to lay down, lay down, lay down. And I'm saying, lay down? What happened? I thought somebody said, girl, go lay down. But she kept saying, get down, get down. And it turns out she was pounding Bahati. Somebody broke them up, and then they got the twisting up again. And I said, Bahati, this time hold your head up and swing, girl. But it wasn't to no avail, because Bahati put her head down and got pounded on again, girl. Girl, TT put Bahati in that doggone headlock and screwdrivered her face down to the ground, girl. I said, oh, somebody get the ambulance. Poor Bahati. She tried to get up and fix herself, but it didn't quite work out in her favor. But Bahati got in the paint, though. One thing about it, she ain't scared. She don't mind getting in the paint. And she did just that. She got in the paint. Shout out to Bahati. So now the girl Coco was like, all right, y'all had y'all fight. Y'all got y'all big one off. Y'all should be good, right? Like, nobody should be tripping off nobody. Everybody should be straight. Ain't nobody got no more beef. But Bahati is like the girl that don't stop. And so is TT. So, of course, they got into a fight again. Now, this time, while they on the ground windmilling and swinging with their legs and things of that nature, it turns out I heard TT saying, and then Bahati was saying, she biting me, she biting me, she biting me. Well, it turns out Bahati must have put her finger inside of TT's mouth, and TT bit down and chomped on it like she took a bite out of crime. Bahati got in a confessional and said basically she made a mistake trying to pull her face off her shoulders. She made a mistake and put her finger in her mouth, talking about TT. And before she could say, girl, what is going on? She said TT had done bit her whole finger off, girl. And this is the gag. Bahati sitting over there having a conversation with these girls about how her finger got bit off. And I'm over here saying, shouldn't you be at the emergency room getting a tetanus shot? Like, girl, are you okay? Like, where's the medic? Like, why is she sitting down talking about how her finger got bit off? Girl, you need to go to the emergency room. And TT got in a confessional. She didn't make things no better by saying, yeah, I had her on top of her, telling her to stay down and get down, but she wasn't listening. So she put her finger in my mouth, and I bit down on that finger like Jaws. I said, oh, TT girl, talking about that's good for her. She gonna learn not to play with me. I said, well, if she don't remember nothing, she gonna remember that finger. You feel me? Now, moving on at the gym, we have Daisy Duke. I want to say it's Jen and Hurricane M. I'm not sure. It's Daisy Duke and two other girls. So they talking about all the fights that happened. Basically, they were asking Daisy Duke how she felt about the stuff with Coco. And she was like, she feel like it's cool on her side. It ain't no beef. She was like, but you never know, because she did blacken the girl eye. The other girls was like, I ain't gonna lie, if you blacken my eye, especially Hurricane M. She was like, girl, if you black my eye, we gonna have to keep fighting. She was like, you know, and I get that. And I don't have no problem with Coco, but I understand how it go. Coco might wake up one day and still want to fight, so it is what it is. But there's no issue coming from my side. I don't have no beef with the girl Coco. Now the girl Hurricane M started talking about how all the other girls was fighting. And then all of a sudden in comes, what's the girl? Rella? Is that her name? Rella comes in, and Daisy Dukes decide to get on Rella. So Rella was like, Daisy Duke girl, why you pick the fight with me calling me boring? I'm not Emma. Don't call me boring. And Daisy Duke was like, well, girl, first of all, you was talking cash money shit's not the other night. She was like, and second of all, you are boring. You don't do nothing. But according to Rella says she's not boring. She really bring the pain. She said she had a few fights, and they said they saw it, but it wasn't nothing to cry home about, girl. You was boring. Hurricane M got in the confessional and was like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna just keep it a buck for y'all. If it was me, girl, we'll be fighting still. Don't call me boring and don't beat me up. Girl, we'll still be fighting. And I'm on that type of time. But Rella is going back and forth with Daisy Duke, basically telling Daisy Duke that basically she shouldn't be calling her boring because she's not boring. And she actually does bring stuff to the table. But the other girls seem to beg to differ. Beg to differ. Now, this is the little girl. I don't know what she is. She's racially ambiguous, but she do sound like a Negro gal. I don't know what she is. I just know she plays the part really well. She tries on Black Girl really, really well. So now Daisy Duke about to get into it with Rella. They step in between because they like, Daisy Duke, girl, you gonna beat this girl down to the ground. It don't make sense to even get into it with her like that. But it's all over basically Daisy Duke feeling like Rella is boring. Girl, you are boring, Rella. You are. You just have a deep voice and you light-skinned and you short. But other than that, you are boring, girl. What is there to even battle? And can I say this one last thing? So Daisy Duke got into it with Rella about New York. New York! I guess it's a difference if you live in one of the boroughs versus living upstate. According to Daisy Duke, she said she Rilla because the girls upstate don't play like that. The people in the boroughs just care about how they look. I don't know who's the Rilla New Yorker. I say let's just put the Timbs on the scale and see who got the heavier boot. Whoever got the heavier boot is the real New Yorker. Other than that, girl, we don't care outside of them boroughs or the lady with the green hand, girl. We don't care. So now the Oxy girl comes over to, what's her name? The TS, Cupcake. And she's trying to come to Cupcake because earlier in the conversation, Cupcake brought up the fact that Cupcake might be battling cancer. But it turns out Cupcake ain't battling no damn cancer. Cupcake is a Cancer on the zodiac sign. So basically, Oxy was like, girl, I feel some type of way. You came on here and lied and said you had cancer, and the whole tea you don't. According to Cupcake, she was like, girl, I was scared. I fell off my bike. I went to the emergency room. They took me down to the ER, and the people did a test, and I didn't know they wasn't testing for cancer. They was just testing for weed. I didn't know. So the girl Oxy was like, well, girl, people don't play like that. And you really got on here and played like that in front of everybody. And we don't too particularly appreciate it. In my opinion, it was giving me that the Oxy girl was like, girl, I done beat bitches up for less. And you around here playing with cancer? Now, Cupcake is confused because she thought they was cool, but the girl Oxy said she just needed to get some clarification and everybody's cool. They can move on, okay? Now, at the doggone room, or in this room, basically, TT was talking about her fight, or I said TT was talking about her fight with Bahati and basically how she tired of fighting Bahati, but if she got to keep fighting her, it is what it is. Now, the girl Emery looked down at Shay and was like, you know, just like I'm tired of beating you up, but if I got to keep fighting you, I'll fight you. Now, Shay was like, girl, who you talking to? And M was like, you. And the next thing you know, they got the squaring up. But Shay was talking about, hold on, let me put my shoes on. Girl, that's not how fighting work, honey. You either got to be ready or get beat up. So M came around the corner, grabbed up Shay right quick, kind of bopped her a little bit up or whatever the case may be, bopped her up. Shay is one of those girls that don't care if she get beat up. She must have been raised around the clears. But either way, she didn't care about getting beat up. She was just like, girl, it is what it is. I got beat up, oh well, and we still about to fight. And look at Nikki's sister talking about, ooh, I didn't like that fight, but one thing M did clock her. M did beat her up. She did. Girl, bye. Get off of here, Nikki, little sister. So now the girls get the tussling again. They squaring up again. M is doing her big one for sure. Obviously, the girl Shay don't care though. Like I said, the girl Shay said she's just here to have a good time and she don't mind getting beat up. It is what it is. So now Nikki's sister was like, wow, I didn't know the beef ran this deep. She was like, girl, I didn't know y'all had this type of time because everybody looking at her like, girl, that was your little boo thing. Y'all was in the hot tub kissing. Girl, get your friend. And my girl right here was like, what's her name, Ming? Why do I want to call her Ming? Is it Ming? I don't know. Either way, Nikki's little sister was like, girl, I didn't even know it was that type of beef. She ain't say nothing. And M was like, girl, where was your antennas? She even said she was going to beat you up too because you a celebrity guest. She said all the celebrity guests and all of the online guests. So yeah, she wanted to fight you too. So Ming was like, for real? She ain't tell me that. I was over there chilling with this girl this whole time. She ain't never came and told me that she had no problem with me. Now all of a sudden it's an issue. And they like, yeah, girl, that's what she said. She said she was beating you and everybody else up. Now, why would they put this battery in Ming back? I don't know. But all I know is the battery was inserted, snapped, and ready to go. So now Ming decides she's going to be more than Nikki's little sister. She's actually going to throw hands. So she decides to go through the house looking for Shay to get her ones off with Shay, since Shay said she was fighting everybody who's a celebrity and who came in online. Mind you, Shay and Bahati is in the confessional, about to do their confessional right quick, say a little 1-2 yin yin. But Shay don't know that Ming is on the way to bop her upside the head. Ming get in the confessional to tell us that she really feel played because she was over there scissoring with Shay, and the very least Shay could have did was whisper in her ear or her cootie cat that she had a problem with the fact that she came on as a celebrity. But she didn't do that. They scissored the night away, and old girl kept her mouth quiet, knowing the whole time she wanted some sort of retaliation, and she's not letting it ride. So now the girls, M and them downstairs, bucking it up like, yeah, Ming, yeah, go get her. Don't let that girl play with you like that. Go get her, go get her. And I'm saying, Lord, y'all sending Ming up there to get beat up. But it's Shay. Maybe she might win, you know? Girl, Ming bust through the confessional and Shay sitting there with Bahati unsuspected. And Ming was like, girl, what you said? You said you want to fight me. You said you want to battle me, beat me because I'm a celebrity or whatever. And Shay was like, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. And before she can get off the last, I didn't say it. All I know is them heifers got to fighting. So now the girl Coco steps in, was like, look, I'm gonna fight for Ming because Ming is a celebrity and she can't fight. So I'm gonna take her lightweight. I won't fight. You won't fight? Shay was like, girl, I already told you I don't want to fight you. And she was like, girl, but you gonna fight because at the end of the day, I'm fighting on Ming's behalf. But Shay don't want to fight Ming, nor does she want to fight Coco. And Coco's like, it don't matter what you want to do. We about to fight and it is what it is. So she went to swing on Shay, girl, was pounding Shay face down to the concrete. Po doggone, what's her name? Bahati girl. Girl, Bahati said even though she was enjoying the show, she couldn't help but get knocked over in the chair, and she had to look over to the other side of the arm of the chair to make sure that she was all right. She said she had to help herself up and look at the fight at the same time. It was a lot happening for her mental, but she glad she was where she was. She wouldn't have been no other place but where she was. So now Coco is swinging on Shay, and Shay is kind of like more or less defending herself, let alone swinging back. But you can tell she really don't want to fight Coco. You can tell. And honestly, I think it's lame for Ming to run up there to try to fight the girl if Ming wasn't going to be the one to swing on her. That's just me. If Ming is a celebrity guest and Ming don't want to fight, then Ming don't need to be jumping up, running behind nobody to fight. Period, point blank. Now, Ming was like, you know what? Let her do her big one. Let Coco fight you. Shay was like, I'm not about to keep fighting her. So Ming decided that she was going to take matters into her own hands and fight her own battles. So she decided to step in the paint and fight Shay too and pull Ming. Even though Shay can't really fight either, Ming was worse than Shay. Ming decides to swing on Shay, and like I said, Shay, you can tell, is more or less doing more defense than offense. She's more or less holding up her hands and kind of like swinging, but swinging enough to be like, leave me alone. Not really swinging to fight. So when she got the swing and hold her hands up on Ming, and Ming thought she really was doing her big one, I just did nothing but put my head down, girl, because Ming, she beat you down and she wasn't even fighting you back. I ain't gonna lie. At least that's what I saw. But that was the end of the episode. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on all platforms, and I'll catch y'all hoes on the next one, girl. Bye.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.